Have you ever felt drained, confused, or even questioned your own worth after dealing with someone who constantly needs attention, belittles others, and twists the truth to suit their ego? That's not just toxic behavior. That's a narcissist. And what hurts them most is silence. Control. Stoic control. Welcome to the Stoic way of defeating a narcissist, not through chaos, but through calm. Because to a narcissist, your peace is their punishment. Your emotional detachment, their worst nightmare. Today, we're going to dive into the unshakable mindset of the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, and use their timeless wisdom as the ultimate shield against narcissistic manipulation. Let's begin. The narcissist's greatest weakness: indifference. Narcissists crave reactions. They live for attention, drama, validation, even if it's negative. So what happens when you stop feeding the monster? They start to wither. The Stoics believe that emotions are choices, that we are not disturbed by events themselves, but by our perception of them. So when a narcissist tries to provoke you, belittle you, ignore you to get a rise, you do the most painful thing imaginable to them: nothing. Your stillness becomes a mirror to their emptiness. They poke. You stay calm. They mock. You remain poised. They try to play games. You choose clarity over chaos. To them, that's torture. To you, it's peace. 1. Master the art of emotional detachment. The first Stoic strategy is detachment, not apathy, but clarity. The narcissist thrives in emotional fog, but Stoicism is the light. They want you confused. They want you reacting. But when you apply Marcus Aurelius' teaching, you have power over your mind, not outside events. You take away their weapon. Don't explain. Don't argue. Don't try to be understood. That only feeds their control. Instead, let them speak into silence. Let them perform, while you observe like a wise philosopher who already knows how the play ends. Because it always ends the same. They expose themselves. 2. Use your boundaries as barriers. Stoics understood the importance of the inner fortress. That's what your boundaries are. The narcissist wants access to your thoughts, your insecurities, your time, your space. So what happens when you close the gate? They feel powerless. Seneca once wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his passions." When you live by values, not moods, you refuse to be baited by their tactics. Don't let guilt bend your boundaries. Don't let charm lower your standards. Your boundaries are not for negotiation. They are sacred. When you enforce them without emotion, the narcissist starts to unravel, because suddenly, you're not theirs to control. Step 3. Give them the gift of being ignored. To a narcissist, being ignored is unbearable. You're no longer giving them the supply they feed on. You're not defending yourself. You're not explaining your silence. You're simply absent. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you stop reacting entirely, when you go gray rock, when you become unreadable, they lose their grip. And that is the crack in the mask. Your lack of interest forces them to face their greatest fear. They are not important to you. Step 4. Live well. That's their true defeat. Stoicism teaches us not just how to endure pain, but how to rise from it. The best revenge? A calm life. A focused mind. A joyful heart. Not because you pretend, but because you have healed. The narcissist will hate that you are no longer haunted, that they can no longer control the temperature of your soul. They wanted to leave you broken, but you became whole. They wanted to be the storm in your life, but you became the mountain that doesn't move. That is how you break a narcissist without saying a single word. Step 5. Expect nothing, control everything within. The narcissist will promise change. Apologize. Act like the person you once believed they were. Don't fall for the illusion. The Stoics always prepared for the worst, not to be negative, but to be unshakable. Marcus Aurelius would meditate each morning on the likelihood of encountering liars, manipulators, and selfish people, and he would accept it as nature. So when the narcissist tries to re-enter your life with honeyed words, you stay grounded. You expected it. And you know, a snake can shed its skin, but it's still a snake. 6. Be unreadable. Narcissists scan your face, your voice, your posture, for signs of weakness, guilt, or interest. Stoics, on the other hand, mastered the art of inner stillness. To defeat the narcissist emotionally, be unreadable. Don't correct their lies. Don't respond to their smirks. Don't match their tone. Look at them with the serenity of a monk. Speak only when necessary. Act only from principle, never provocation. Your silence becomes power, and their ego begins to implode. 7. Outlast their smear campaign with stoic dignity. When a narcissist loses control over you, they often attempt to control how others see you. They twist the narrative. They paint themselves as the victim. They whisper lies into the ears of those around you. And that's when many people panic. They try to explain, to defend, to prove they were good, loyal, or misunderstood. But a Stoic? A Stoic does none of that. Because Epictetus reminds us, if evil be spoken of you and it be true, correct yourself. If it be a lie, laugh at it. Let them talk. Let them gossip. You don't need to defend your character when your character defends itself through time. Don't send messages. Don't clear your name. Don't play into their drama. Be calm. Be silent. Be better. Your growth will expose their games more effectively than any argument ever could. 8. Reject the need for closure. One of the most powerful ways to break a narcissist emotionally is to stop needing the ending to make sense, because it never will. They won't give you accountability. They won't admit what they did. They won't tell the truth, because the lie serves them better. Seneca taught us, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Stop craving closure from someone who benefits from your confusion. Stoicism teaches you to close the door yourself. You don't need their apology. You don't need their explanation. You only need your own decision to move forward. And once they realize you've stopped needing anything from them, they feel the collapse. Because they were never after love. They were after control. 9. Make peace your priority. The narcissist's goal was always to keep you off balance, to make you overthink, to get you addicted to their highs and crushed by their lows. But the Stoic's goal? Peace, stability, clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have within you a power to retire into yourself whenever you choose." The narcissist wants you dependent. The Stoic becomes self-sufficient. They want you to chase. You walk. They want you to doubt. You reflect. They want you emotional. You remain still. This unshakable state is what finally destroys their influence. They can no longer reach you. You've elevated. 10. Let silence speak for you. There will come a moment, after the storm, when the narcissist feels it. The void. Your absence. Your quiet. Your refusal to engage. That silence is not emptiness. It's Stoic thunder. You are no longer trying to be seen, heard, or validated. You have become your own validation. And in that silence, the narcissist hears something terrifying. They've lost access to your mind. That's what truly breaks them. Not revenge. Not insults. Just your total emotional disengagement. They realize they cannot move you anymore. they've become irrelevant. But let's not stop here. There's more you need to know, because narcissists don't always disappear. Sometimes they circle back with new disguises. Sometimes they return as changed people.